What's up, math scholars and math haters? This is Mr. W. Today we're going to tackle question 39 of the 4th grade questions that North Carolina released this past school year. We see that Marcy saw a number line in class, and there's the letter N that marks out a certain number here on it, and it asks which shaded section has the same value as N. Alright, so to do a question like this and do it really well, and parents especially, this is a very, very common core idea. They love to do stuff with decimal and fraction pictures, and they love to go back and forth between different ways to represent a number, which is why we're being asked to compare the pictures with a number line. Alright, so let's start with the number line, because the number line is what we're comparing everything else to. Whenever you see a question where you see something and you have to compare a whole bunch of other stuff, it's good to do a lot of background work with this first. And specifically, what we're going to do is I'm going to look at this number line and say, okay, this goes from 0 to 1. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little spaces here. So I'm going to say that every space equals 1/10. And now for the sake of space, I don't have the space to write 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, and so on. I'm just going to look around my N that I'm comparing to each of these pictures. And I'm going to say, okay, this is 0, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10. So this one here, just to the left of where N is 4/10. And then this one just to the right of where N is going to be 5/10. And I'm also going to make a note that since I see that some of these are represented by hundredths, and some of these are represented by tenths, I'm going to make a quick note that 4/10 could also be 40 100ths, and 5/10 could also be 50 hundredths. Draw a quick little swoosh on each of those to show, or to remind myself that that's what I'm talking about when I say 40 hundredths and 4/10 and 50 hundredths and 5/10. Alright, so now I need to look at my shaded sections and see which one could go between 4/10 and 5/10. And I'm going to start with C and D, because these are tenths. They're easier to count. Sometimes it's better to take the answer choices in order of how easy they are rather than just A, B, C, and D. So for choice C, if I'm looking for my shaded sections, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to make a fraction, and my numerator is going to be 4 out of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so C is 4/10. We were looking for something between 4/10 and 5/10. So C is not going to be our answer. I come over to D, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shaded sections out of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now 5/10 again looks like it's too high and is definitely between our 4/10 and 5/10. So let's knock that out. So now it's between choice A and choice B, and each of these are hundredths, but I'll take a little shortcut and say that every full row here is 10. So for choice A, I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45 shaded squares out of 100 total. 40 out of 100 and 50 out of 100. 45 looks like it could go between there, but I'm going to try out choice B just to make sure, and just to make sure I can knock it out. So for choice B, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full rows, so that's 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. It's 55 out of 100. 55 out of 100 would kind of be around here, just to the right of 5/10 or 50 hundredths. And that is not what I'm looking for. So my best answer, even though I don't know exactly where N should be, the best answer for this is going to be A, 45 hundredths.